Kyle Rittenhouse verdict to come today? What's in the minds of the jury after that trial show yesterday? Let's get into it in the Derek O'Shea Show. Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show, where we discuss culture, news, politics, and more. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to tell your friends and family about the revolution. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Derek O'Shea Show. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. If you want to support me, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's buymeacoffee.com/Derek O'Shea Show. Also, if you want to buy a mug with my face on it, look at this mug. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I just love Hillary Clinton right there, and she's pulling my drape. Have you been watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial like I have? See, a man who is the master of patience is the master of everything else. Today, we wait for the verdict. Will it come today? Waiting for answers on anything is a struggle. Just look at our media. They constantly jump to conclusions because they feel like they want to be the first to know. I'm the first podcast to say that Kyle Rittenhouse was guilty. I'm the first podcast to say that Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent. They care more about coming and jumping to conclusions than they do about getting the facts and information correct. Today, we wait for the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. Though there is so much else going on in the world. I mean, our president is talking with China. There's so much. Austria has locked down their unvaccinated population. Poland's border crisis as they defend their border? What's that about? There's so much going on in the news, but yet, at least for me, I don't know for you, I'm watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Because yes, Kyle's on trial. But it's also clear there's something else on trial. And it's your rights. It's your 2A rights. This trial speaks a lot to our justice system. It speaks a lot to the implications of, is rioting okay? If you go to defend your house from rioters, are the rioters in the right no matter what they do? The prosecutor said something like, the moment you bring a gun, it's no longer self-defense. I should have looked up that quote. But the implication is that if you carry a gun, if you are a licensed carrier like myself, you're not allowed to ever fire that weapon? It doesn't make any sense. I saw the prosecution holding a gun improperly in court, pointing at places, finger on the trigger. These are the people that are making your gun laws. No wonder they're so freaked out by it. If they're running around pointing a gun and putting a finger on a freaking trigger all the time, yes, it's a very dangerous weapon if you're doing that. There's no safety involved. No wonder you think guns are all crazy and have a mind of its own, because you have your finger on the trigger and you're pointing at people. I saw the prosecutor yesterday say things like, there are no such thing as left-handed guns. As a lefty, I am absolutely outraged because there are. And the AR-15, freaking sometimes when it ejects the casings, hits me in the face and it freaking hurts. Okay? Left-handed guns are real. Left-handed people are real. But now we wait for the verdict by the jury today. Maybe you are feeling today the weight that the jury has on its shoulders. Could you imagine being a jury? Could you imagine your decision could impact the country positively and negatively, no matter the outcome? You could put Kyle behind bars because you're afraid of your life, or you listened way too much to mainstream media and you didn't actually listen to the facts. Anybody that's arguing that Kyle Rittenhouse isn't justified in self-defense didn't watch a single minute of this trial. And that should be your proof alone. If you're arguing for him not being able to self-defend or some kind of gun laws or some kind of thing, you didn't watch anything of the trial. And there's a lot of people out there. I see a lot of people arguing with me about things they have no idea about what they're talking about. But that's our culture in a lot of ways. Imagine the weight of the jury, knowing that they could lock this kid up forever because of political pressures. Let's not get it twisted. There's extreme political pressures. There are already people like here, Military Times, military.com, 500 Wisconsin Guard troops deployed ahead of Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. They're already prepared for war. Imagine if they actually did that back when the riots were happening. I mean, mostly peaceful protests. I mean, the summer of love. Imagine if we actually locked down cities back then. No, but that was also very political, wasn't it? Maybe you've been pissed off watching this trial, like myself, seeing how the prosecutor talks. Maybe this is your first time watching a prosecutor. I know many prosecutors. I've seen people online talk about how I can't believe they're just lying. They're doing the gray area. You know, when a kid white lies while you're watching it live on TV. They don't care. They don't care. They will prosecute anyone and everyone. It's nice to see some of the people on the left come out and say, even Young Turks, Anna Kasparin, saying, I was wrong about this trial. Because she's actually watching. This is what happens when you're faced with truth and reality, is that you can't help but tell the truth, or else you're just lying to yourself and lying to the people you're supposed to help. But what are the media saying about this trial? Typical MSNBC. How will this God, of course. Oh, they just took away. How will the U.S. react to the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict? The signs aren't good. Don't you love the media pushing that? So it's good for what? What are we saying good for? Kyle Rittenhouse not being locked up because he's justified in his actions? That's not good? So you guys are the moral authority on the matter? You guys know more than, Kyle, the defense, all the evidence, the videos, the judge, the jury. No, the media is the judge, the jury of the world in today's culture. They dictate what is truth and what isn't truth. They tell you how to live. They tell you what to think. They tell you. Another one is from Daily Mail. Rittenhouse jury to begin deliberations 9 a.m. today as Kenosha National Guard prepares for chaos. And I already said that. Judge tells jury, this is my favorite, to ignore everyone's opinion, including that of the president, which the president put. Remember, I did that on my last podcast not too long ago. President put out a picture of talking about white supremacy and used a picture of freaking Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse has no links to white supremacy. But yet, somehow the media has put words in people's mouths to make this seem like a case about racism. But that's how CRT works. Racism is a part of everything. So if you use that lens of CRT, if you use the lens of race, you see everything as race and equitable and all these things, you're going to look for it everywhere. The judge tells the jury to ignore basically the entire social media sphere. Imagine that. You already have all these thoughts and things that you're thinking about walking into this as a jury in the first place. You have the president of the United States coming out and saying, This guy is a white supremacist. Through a picture. And then you're supposed to be a jury and you're supposed to put out a fair trial. These people have a lot of social pressures on them. I hope they have some backbone. I hope that they come to the truth. How will you respond to this verdict? What will be your response? Is my question. How will you respond to the way it's handled? Patience is bitter, but the fruit is sweet. There's a good indication that of any kind of hope in the justice system. This decision will give us a good indication of our hope in the justice system in many ways. Hope that being able to protect yourself from riots, attackers, with your own weapon. I mean, yesterday the prosecutor said everyone takes a beating once in a while. Imagine if you said that to abuse victims. Hey, look, I know your husband is abusing you, but everyone takes a beating. These statements are insane. This government, I think Kyle's on trial, but also 2A's on trial in a lot of ways. This government has been trying to take away your 2A rights consistently. They don't do it all at once. It's a slow, patient grind for them. Their policies are slowly taken. You can't have 10 bullets in your magazine. You can have 9. That rifle has to be 20 inches. Has to be 29 inches. That rifle can't be under this. You can't put this cartridge in that. You can't use that kind of ammo. You can't have that kind of gun, but you can have these kind of guns. I'm not against 2A. I'm just slowly chipping at it. Yes, we're totally against AR-15s. I don't know why, because handguns kill way more people, but we're against them because they're our bugaboo. My encouragement to you is to find patience in your life and learn of the slow grind, like the government that wants to take away your rights. See, we're waiting for the verdict. We're waiting for the response of Kyle Rittenhouse and this jury and this verdict. And patience is incredibly hard, and there's so many implications to this trial. Don't be like the media. Don't be like the president and jump to conclusions. Be patient in your life today and the future. And let's see how this thing ends. Let me know your thoughts on this. I hope you guys have a freaking fantastic day. As always, I'll catch you on the next episode of The Derek O'Shea Show.